seconds there. It's like lightning quick. Coming out of my own. Get out of it, you bastard. Rips me apart and makes me cry. Wait. There we go. Bushy, my beautiful mum. What's going on, skis? Craig, Perth, West Oz, what's going on, legend? Mav Tyson, what's going on, mate? D Beal, TBLA, what is happening, everyone? Have you had a good day? I have. I've had an okay day today. My eyes were playing up a bit earlier, but not too bad now. Stephen Spadotto, Rhonda Searle, Peter Hogg. What is happening, Peter Hogg V8s? Everyone calls me Biff, but my real name is Leif, but everyone calls me Biff. Tones, Gold Coast, Ian T, what's going on, legends? Evening, Biffo and CC crew, glad you loved Adelaide. Yeah, I actually did, I really loved it. Yeah, nah, look, so here's the truth as well. So, like, I was talking to my mum about it. I probably should have. Wowzers, that's a purple one. Holy shizers. Thank you, ENT. Badoosh, you bloody legends. Thank you. Absolute legend. Am I keeping up with fluids? I am. So, yeah. I needed to get this out. I wasn't sure whether I was going to be starting my new medication when I left, but I'm very sure that that's what's going to happen. But I'm glad because, it's when I do start my medication, which will be this weekend, it's going to knock me off my feet for a bit. So I'm glad that I was able to come over here and get as much footage as I did. I would have liked to have, so I did want to get down to Snowtown and film down there, but yeah, just today, because I knew that I've got a lot of driving to do tomorrow. It was just best that I rested up and yeah. JJ, what's going on? Oh. ENT, you bloody legends. Thank you so much. You guys are legends. Well, it's kind of like I would have hoped that that I could have done it on my way out. But yeah, it's kind of an hour and a half in the opposite direction that I've got to go. Otherwise, I definitely would have done that. But alas, my friend, that is definitely not out of the question. As I'm probably going to drive when I do, when we go to Western Australia next month. So yeah, no doubt I'll be dropping past, and I want to do that for sure. Yeah, so I actually I rested up most of the day today, and then at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, I got out and started wandering. As a matter of fact, I seen someone on the bus. Someone was on the bus, and they were hanging out the window. I was actually filming at the time, so it'll be on one of the videos. And then I seen up in the distance that the bus had stopped, and so I started walking as quick as I could so I could get up there, and I made it before the bus had taken off. And I said, "I'll go hang out the window, bro. Again, I'll chuck it on YouTube. You'll see it, like him hanging out. Just randomly walking along, and then some legend was like, "Oh, he Biff, Chaos Chronicles." I was like, "Hey, legend." Still blows my mind that I am so far away from home and people recognize me. It's crazy. Yeah, it's actually really humbling, if I'm honest. Like, if I'm completely honest, it's a pretty good feeling, and Um, I guess it's just the proof's in the pudding that my message is getting out there, and not only that, like people are tuning in because we have an awesome community here, and it's a different vibe on the channel than other channels, and no, it's good. It's really good, and it's awesome. Nice shirt, thank you. So this is one of the scores that I got from Kmart. I got some other ones. I'll show you. I've got the whole bag of goodies that I got here. Very cheap. Well, I got a beanie. I got a beanie because it's quite cold here. But it's not as cold as I thought it was. What a mess. You're a true blue Aussie legend, brother. Oh, thank you, Ferg. Bloody legend. Still me, G. What's going on, legend? Lisa, what is going on? Anyone else who I've missed? So yeah, I've got a beanie. I bought a bow tie. I got a bow tie. Um, you never know. You just never know when you're gonna need a bow tie. Let's be honest. I mean, for me anyway. So I see a bow tie and I'm like, I am buying a fucking bow tie today. And I bought a bow tie. Bow tie. Bought bought a couple of pairs of my trusty pants that I love to wear. They're like corduroy. I don't even know if people say that anymore. That shows my age. But I love these pants. I have them in multiple pairs of colours. Adelaide actually had a pair of colours of these pants that I haven't got yet. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. That's also a part of my score from Kmart that I got quite cheap. And then I got this shirt. Oh, wait. I actually totally fucking forgot I got that. That's pretty cool. Do you know what? It's literally been sitting in the bottom of my bag. I bought it to use here because I totally forgot. Hang on. Oh. And every time I go to Kmart, I buy 3 of these shirts. They're quite cheap. White shirts. Just so, because, like, man, I am a typical male and I get dirty. If I eat, dirty. Anyway, I got this thing. Like, I already had one of these, but it's an old one and one of the clips is a bit broken. Um, Phone and GoPro chest strap. But yeah, I've got this shirt as well. Maybe I'll wear my bow tie when I wear this shirt. I'm holding the price tag like I'm giving it away as a present or something. And then, oh, somewhere. Have you hit the like? So here's the truth. Absolute truth. Did you know that we cannot hit the like from our live? It sucks. We should be able to. We don't have. I don't have the option here to press the love heart even or other emojis. I can do that when we are doing a premiere, but when we're doing a live, um, incommunicado. Yes, I fold up all my clothes. I've been to prison. All right, let's see. Let's see if anyone folds up their clothes the same way I do. Now, generally, when I fold up shirts, shut up. Beef. Anyway, just fold it. I think keeping a straight sleeve is very important, and you can tuck that up in there so it doesn't get creased. Do they make them for men? Oh, Jesus. I don't know. Do you know what? Even if it was a female shirt and I liked it, I would wear it. I do not care. I really don't care. Do you know? I actually prided myself on having one of the rarest pair of Asics you can get, which are Keanu 14s, and I had a female pair, and they were purple, and I rocked them proudly. Um, yep. No, no. It's all right. I knew you were joking, but yeah, it wouldn't matter. That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't matter for me. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna fucking, you know, if it's, I'm gonna wear certain stuff. I'm not gonna wear other things, if that makes sense. Anyway, moving on. No, you're all right. Of course, no, I absolutely knew you were joking, legends. Do you know when anyone says that anyway, my brain goes straight to the Chopper movie anyway. So when you said, do they make it for men? Like, my brain went straight to the Chopper movie anyway. That's the first siren in a while, actually. So I will be Gornski's tomorrow. Um, yeah. You know what? Like, if I'm totally honest, I'll be completely honest. Yeah. Um, it's still, there is still this thing inside me that every time I hear assignment, every time I hear a siren, my heart skips a beat. It does that douche, you know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know, it's that ingrained in me. And like I said to you guys, the realization about you know, driving over borders and stuff like that, it's real. And like, yeah, I actually was going to do a whole video on it about, yeah, just on the changes in my life in the last even the last 12 months. um you know I am traveling whilst I am still have my young adult 18-year-old teenage son who lives with me, and chose to stay at home, mind you. I cut my mow today, if anyone noticed. But yeah, like, I'm proud. I'm proud of myself, and there hasn't been many times in my life where I've been able to say that. every time I drove over a border, I get pulled over straight away. I can't believe it actually. So I went through, I got waved through because when I was traveling up here, it was still the long weekend, public holiday, long weekend. So as you guys know, it is double demerit points, cops everywhere all over the road. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. And I didn't even have my whatever my lumberjack hat on. I just was cruising like this. Just had me Clark Kent's um disguise on, and yeah, got waved through three of them. I couldn't believe it. But yesterday, so in a part of the video, in a part of the video, you'll hear me, right? So so I actually, so we retrace the exact steps what the Beaumont children would have taken on that day. Like I'm talking the exact steps, like from their house. We went to their exact house and we retraced the exact steps, to the bus stop, and then we retraced the bus route, and then and everything. But so whilst I was on my way to the address that they lived at the time was Harding Street in it's not called Glenelg, it's called something else. South fucking South. Anyway, it's just out of Glenelg. Like it's fucking literally on the other side of the road. That's literally a less than a 5 minute drive. But anyway, on that drive going to Harding Street, I was getting followed by the cops for ages, and I don't know. Like I needed to get fuel, and then at the last minute, I was like, "Oh well, we'll see if they're going to pull us up." And I swung into the fuel station right at the last moment, and they just kept going. And I sat there pumping fuel in my car, thinking, "I wonder if they're going to pull me up." Um, you know, here's the truth, right? If they ran my plates, they would pull me up. Um, but if they didn't, and just seen that I was someone from interstate, I don't have a grotty car or anything like that. It looks roadworthy. Well, it is roadworthy. That's why it looks roadworthy. And yeah, man, like to be honest, generally you guys know me, and I'll speak my mind every time. But it is what it is. Like I've got to say it for how it is, and I think as a whole, I I have got nothing but respect for Adelaide as a whole. The police have showed me respect. They've waved me through breathos and drug tests and stuff. And obviously, I would be fine anyway, but it doesn't, like, still, you know what I mean? I take notice of this stuff. Well, so it's funny you say that, still me, G, right? So my absolute legend friend who owns Spirit Tech, which is Australia's number one paranormal equipment producers. They make their own stuff here. Everything is made here. Um, the majority of my mates' um, stuff are things that he has made and designed and put a lot of time, money, and effort into. And so yeah, quite possibly on the way home, I might be able to stop in and get that, but I will be picking up. So if any of you guys are looking, I know a lot of people don't care about the paranormal, but there are legends here that do. And so if you're looking to get stuff, like they send worldwide, they're known worldwide. And yeah, so they said they've got a heap of stuff there for me to pick up. I was like, oh, sweet as. I was like, just let me know how much cash to bring. And he's like, no way, bro. He's like, I can't, no way. He's like, you've actually brought so many customers to us from when I did my paranormal stuff. I used to do what I did now. I'd throw their name out there and say, if anyone's looking to buy stuff, go check out spirittech.com.au, spelt exactly how it sounds. My mum is into all. She has a spirit box and stuff. So I still have a fair bit of paranormal equipment. I don't know what it is. I've got an S box, spirit box, and for some reason, um, yeah, you can't hear it running through the channels the way a spirit box works. But I have heaps of other stuff as well. But I will be picking up a lot of stuff as well. Hey, that's it. We got 77 people in here. If you guys are sitting in here, I mean, and you aren't being nasty, you're obviously enjoying the live. I would really, really appreciate it if you could jump up there and smash that like button. Well, wherever it is, there will be a thumbs up button somewhere around your screen. If you could press that, if you're enjoying the live, that'd be great. Thank you. I'm not into spiritual stuff, but I get a lot of deja when I go to new places. It's deja vu. Ah, deja vu. Hey Biff, was Chopper's dad really like in the movie like nasty to him? So, in all fairness, I never met Chopper's dad. Um, but I did talk to Chopper about his dad. He's someone who he spoke about um, quite, he speaks quite highly about his dad and didn't really have many nice things to say about his mother. But um, I was absolutely led to believe that all the stories that he told us about his dad were true, and his dad was in the army, and yeah, his dad taught him how to shoot from a very young age. You've got to understand too, like Chopper came from an age where, it was before 1997, so it was pre the gun ban here in Australia. So, um, yeah, I mean, I had no reason not to believe. But I always say this too. So Chopper was once you knew Chopper, like you didn't get Chopper, you got Mark. Do you know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. Like the real Chopper and Chopper Reed, as you know, is very much the same person, but he would really, really put it on. Like the first time he met ya, he would really, really put on that character. Um, and um, because the person who I met him with was like Chopper's best mate before they both died. Actually, they were best mates all the way from Pentridge. They were both serving, you know, um, doing sentences at the time for murder convictions, and Chopper was doing his um, 16 years for trying to kidnap the judge to free Jimmy Lofton from court. Current Affair had a story on Ivan Milat full interview. That bloke is cold, didn't say much, kept his mouth shut. Or you know what? So someone mentioned that on one of the last lives, and so I went and had a look for it. And yeah, I agree. Do you know what I mean? But I also believe this. I don't believe that Ivan Milat was doing all that by himself. I think there's enough evidence to show that he might have been connected to something quite bigger than they say. I like the old school rules: never at the work, never in front of the family, never the women, never the kick a man when he's down. Nowadays, no rules. Oi, Aussie, 2 times. I agree, man. I used to I live by them rules, and I've often spoke at times. I have been charged with pulling a firearm on a on a like I have to watch what I can say because I have been in trouble for saying it on lives before, but on a young person, right? And so I had to fight this in court, and I was actually like on remand on another prison sentence at the time, and my lawyer came in and said, "Hey, do you know this name?" And I'm like, "Nah." And they're like, "Oh, were you charged with pulling a gun out on them in Benalla?" I was like, "What?" I go read the because like your lawyer will have a preliminary brief which has Scotty Hall, what's going on, legend, um, and yeah, it was a youngster, and I was like, no, 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 no. But then when they read more, I was like, I know the situation, and I said to my lawyer right then and there, I said, I will put my hand up and say that, yeah, like, so what actually happened was, it's a crazy story. I'll tell it just quickly. So I was actually asleep. One of my young underlings, who's turned his life around now, good on you, mate. But yeah, came around and said that someone has a firearm pulled out on your big brother. I'm the youngest in my family, and I was like, what? And so at the time, I was very deep involved in the life I was in, and I had a well, it was a revolver, and I got charged with it, so I can say what it was. But yeah, it was a small revolver. Um, yeah, pretty much like a 38 snubby, but it was a 32. But anyway, so I had that, and it was pissing down with rain, and I jumped in the car, and this dude was only young, and I didn't know what was going to happen, so I just said, "Drop me off here and keep driving. Like, don't even turn around." And so he drove off, and then I turned around the corner, and sure enough, like exactly like he had said to me, my brother's standing there in the middle of the court, and I literally see the guy. He's got it like pointed at my brother's chest like this, and my brother actually grabbed it by the and put it up on his head like that and said, "You've pulled it out, now use it," And like I'm turning the corner going, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" And as I get closer, it was a rifle, and as I get closer, I see that it didn't have a magazine in it. So I was like, well, if he's got one, he's only got one shot, and I have more than that. And so, yeah, I literally just walked up and, yeah, took it off my brother's head, and, yeah, took over and said, like, you know, if you're gonna do this, you've got one chance. I've got a lot more chances than you. And then, yeah, he ran off. Long story short, he ran off, and obviously he didn't have any things in that to make it go bang. So, and could tell that I did, and so anyway, he's ran off into the house, and so it was pissing down with rain, and then all of a sudden, like everyone from his house has come running out. So he's obviously went running into the house and said, blah blah blah, Biff's out there with a gun, rah rah rah. Mind you, he fucking had one on him too. And yeah, so that's what happened. And then I seen the youngsters come out. I actually had my hood on, and this thing was already put away by that time. And I turned around and took off because there was youngsters there. Do you know what I mean? And I'm totally against that. And when I came across this bloke, he had one of those pointed at my brother in the middle of the street. That wasn't the case when I got there. So anyway, um, on my day of court, so my lawyer was actually pregnant, and she sent someone, just some ring in, I don't know. And on that day, that lawyer said, you have to plead guilty because there's like 7 different statements that saying, and I said, there's 7 different statements saying 7 different things, which was true. But they all kind of said that I was pointing the gun in the direction of the house, which never happened either. Anyway, like a lot of people here know the story, a lot of people don't. So anyway, I'm in prison at the time, yeah, and these are charges you don't want to have. And so like I had to tell everyone, like, listen, this is the fucking deal. And I was ready to like go on with it if that was the case. But everyone was pretty good about it. Everyone knew me and knew that I wouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean? I've lost a child myself and would never ever put a child in that kind of danger. And had have I even known that there was a house load of kids right there, I don't know, things might have been different, you know, but I definitely would have not have done what they said. Now, what happened next is what blew my mind. So she said you have to plead guilty. Now, this person is from a particular family, and yeah, cut a long story short, this person actually stood up against me in court, and because they were a youngster, I was older. I had to be on tally link. I was in a different room in the courthouse, and like it made me feel like a monster. And I could see the person, and anyway, that person was 2 years older than they were at the time. Actually, stood up in court and literally said this. So the judge said, "You do realise that if you tell lies here in this place that you will get in trouble, and do you understand that you have to tell the truth in here?" And that the person said, I do understand that if I tell lies in here that I could end up in jail and rah rah rah. And the judge was like, look, you're probably not going to end up in jail, but you will get in very big trouble. And so anyway, yeah, just straight off the bat, the person put their hand up and said, like, um, you know, I need to say that man did not do what you're saying he did, and so which was point a firearm at them. And she said, but he did point it at my brother. And I said that I did that. I said to my lawyer, you can tell him that I did that from the start. I didn't even care. I was like, I will own up to it. I don't care. And and then yeah, she basically said exactly what my lawyer said that happened, which was exactly what happened. You know what I mean? Like, um, yeah, generally a shot would have been let off in that situation. I have to be 100% honest, but it wasn't. And I did what anyone else would do in my situation. As soon as I seen that there was youngsters around, mate, that was it. Get out of there, scarpered straight away. And yeah, and that was it. So literally, so my charges, those charges got dropped on that day because there was no charges of me. Um, there was no charges of me pointing anything at the older brother. It was just on this person. So, but I still did get the firearms charge, but obviously against the youngster got dropped. And yeah, blessed. Couldn't have asked for anything. Like, I'm telling you, that lawyer said to me, I forgot to say this, right? My lawyer said to me, you have to plead guilty. There are 7 statements that say that you did this. And I was like, but the statements all say different shit. Every single statement said that I had a different gun. You know, some said that I had a really long one. Some said that I had a really short, shiny one. Other ones said that I had about a 54 centimeter. Now, let me tell you something, right? Anything that is under oi Ebs, thank you for the membership gifting, you bloody legend. AWOL Stu got one, Coof got one, Tickle My Top got one, Dooker got one, and Brent Monkhouse got one. But anyway, yeah, that was hairy. That was a hairy time. And yeah, my lawyer literally left. They said, if you don't plead guilty, I can't represent you today. And I said, well, fuck off then. Literally, if you're not going to do what I want you to do, leg it anyway. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. And yeah, I represented myself that day. And it didn't matter anyway, because what that youngster did in the courthouse that day literally saved me. It was fucking crazy. And it was like, even my lawyers were saying that, like, it's looking like you're going to go down for this. And I'm like, how the fuck can I go down for this? But yeah. And so as it turned out that they seen what I had done through the window, They weren't there, like I said. They were looking through the window. And then, yeah, when he came running in, they all come running out and blah, blah, blah. Crazy. Oi, Ebs, your legend. Thanks for gifting some memberships. I bet prosecution. I'm telling you, even the judge was like, "Whoa," do you know what I mean? Prosecutor was shattered because, right, like, so my original sentence was this, right, and this is what happened on that day. So I originally got 8.5 years on top and 6.5 years on the bottom, which means I had to serve 6.5 years before I was eligible to go for parole. And if I didn't get parole, I would have had to do 8.5 years. Now, what happened after that day, because I did get charged with the gun, um, so they added 6 months on the bottom of my sentence and 6 months on the top of my sentence. So that made my 8.5 year sentence go to 9 years, which is what made up my 9 year sentence. And my 6.5 years on the bottom went to 7 years. So I had to serve 7 years before I was eligible for parole. And yeah, I mean, it's a little bit heartbreaking when you've already got a sentence and then they smash a little bit more time on the top. But I mean, here's the truth. Like, bless her cotton socks, if that person hadn't have done and said the truth, what really happened on that day, like, I probably would have been doing 10 more years, at least. At very least, considering what I was doing time for at the time, and which involved firearms as well. Yeah, I was gonna be looking at a long time, and yeah, crazy. My poor mum, my poor mum. Like, I swear, when there's nothing worse than when you get 4-6 forward, right? That's what it's called. When you're in prison and the cops come in and they go, bang, here's new charges from before you've been charged with this, like things that you've done in the past. Now we're charging you. Anyway, it's the most dreaded number in prison, 4-6 forward, right? So if you get 4-6 forward, it means you're being charged. And there is nothing worse than getting 4-6 forward when you're already doing a 9 year sentence. So the worst one I had to do was this. Like, I'm not going to go into it, but you guys know I got charged with attempted murder in prison. And I spent 19 months in segregation in the slot for that 23-hour lockdown. Fucking, done it pretty rockers. And I had to make that phone call to my mum, like, "Hey, mum, how you going? Um, yeah, so I'm at a new prison. You didn't know that. Yesterday when I called you, I was at Port Phillip. I've been at this prison for 6 hours, and I've just been charged with attempted murder. I love you, and I'm sorry." Um, yeah, it gets real quick, and yeah, there's nothing worse like that. They're the times where you actually feel lower than low, when you've got to tell your loved ones, when you're already doing, you know, 9 years, that you might be doing 20 now. And then, yeah, so I done 19 months in the slot. And yeah, just went, no, didn't even, like, I refused the interview, like, so because I was at Loddon at the time, then Mount Massett and CIU had to come in, and they said, we need to interview you over. Look at my mum in the chat now. She's like, was a nightmare. Um, my poor mum. I'm telling you, the fucking phone calls that poor lady has had to have because of myself, but not just me. My brother was exactly the same as me. So, and so many times, and my mum would have to get phone called and say, we've got your sons. That's the cops. You know what I mean? We've just arrested your boys. But yeah, my poor mum. And yeah, so anyway, I refused an interview, refused. And yeah, so, and then 19 months later, like I'd literally done 19 months in segregation, got moved around a few times, and then got a bit of paper one day. I'm just chilling. Like it's very quiet in your cell in the slot. Like it's not quiet on the outside of your cell, yeah, but you will notice anything move in your cell. And so anyway, this bit of paper comes sliding along my floor, and I'm just kicking back on my bed. I think I was reading actually, and and it was a bit of paper from the Mount Macedon CIU saying um, attempted murder charges have been withdrawn due to lack of witness cooperation and evidence. And yeah. Oi, thank you, AWOL Stu, you bloody legend. Yeah, my poor mum. And you know what? Like, it's something that I take note of that I've done in the past, you know. Just snuck out of hospital in Darwin for a quick beer. Better get back, Biff. Oh, yeah, stretch. Fucking behave. Um, Yeah, thank you. Thank you for everyone. Thank you, ENT, for dropping bombs before. Also, thank you, Ebbs, for gifting the memberships. Thank you to AWOL for gifting as well. Absolute legends. Thank you to all my moderators, and thank you to all you legends for being here every time. Oh, I can turn that off. Did you see the Pato versus Wildman promo? I did. I seen him slap Wildman in the interview. Um, yeah, look, I also respect. I also respect what Pato does. Nathan Patterson. You know, I say it a lot. Do you know what I mean? I've got nothing but respect. Anyone who can get out of prison and turn their life around. And you know, me and him lived very similar lives. And to be able to get out and turn that and flip it on its head is amazing. And I've got nothing but respect. You know, for people that have done real prison time. Like I'm not talking drunk slaggings. I don't know, but also I don't know if it was real. I would imagine it was. If it was me, oh, so he's just another guy. So he used to do a lot of YouTube. He does more TikTok and stuff now. There was a time when he had more subscribers than me, and you know was the number one true crime and prison genre person in Australia. I take that title now. Me, Biffo, let's go. Number one. Um, you know, in my particular genre, anyway. Um, Biff, do you know Stephen Pennington? I can neither confirm nor deny any type of conversation. Wild Man was very disrespectful. I didn't watch the whole interview, but I watched like whatever it was, the 3 minutes of the sit down, and from what I watched, I feel like obviously there's a bit of hatred there from Wild Man and that, but yeah, I mean, look, if they can sort their differences out in the ring, I'm all for that too. You know, good on yous. If yous can both be men and sort it out, hermano, hermano. I don't answer questions, Drew. Oh, yeah, I love it. This one's for you. Can you can you reveal that it is a Filipino? No. Hey, Biff, Crew, and Janet, I put my mum through it all too. I'm ashamed to say, but we got through it. She's gone now since 24, but Bev, I love you. Rest in peace, mum. Oi, bless your cotton socks too, small bomber. Um, it's a real road to walk, and you know, um, your mum would be proud of you now. That's for sure. That's it. Knives down, gloves up. Yep, 100%. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm not even going to say because I'm going to see what the progression is. Bless you, Tex. Bare knuckle. Yeah, look, I'm a big fan of bare knuckle. I think that's the original way that people used to do things. It is definitely the most elite of martial arts. It is literally no rules in there. So I mean, there is very little rules. You can't bite and shit. Um, but yeah, rolled in pieces. Marky P, what's going on, legend? Yeah, jock boxing. I actually so I have I spoke to jock boxing and hopefully somewhere in the near future we can do some kind of collab. I need to get back onto him. At the time when I contacted him and said I told him just straight up, I'm very straight to the point, and I was like, listen, brother, I respect what you're doing. I'm a follower. I've been following you along for a long time on all platforms, and I'm not sure if you know what I do. And he's like, yeah, bro. And I was, we kind of said, like, I said, would you come on my platform? And he said the same on his. And I said, absolutely. I mean, I guess that would mean that if I went on his platform, I'd probably have to spar him. But yeah, I'm down for that too. You know what I mean? He's a gentleman about it. Yeah, I like, even though I'm very unfit, um, when you're only doing 1 minute rounds and stuff, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to do all right. I'd be able to hold my own, that's for sure. Still, and it wouldn't matter. Like once fight or flight kicks in, like yeah. Oh yeah, both of them. I reckon they're legends. Actually, I really respect what they do. So you know what I did today, legends, right? So as I said, I was going to go to. I was actually going to go catch up with Ferg, and we're going to go to Snowtown and check out the the sellers, and so, but yeah, my eyes were playing up. I'm not sure if you guys can notice that this one's been really lazy at the moment. But yeah, I knew I had to have a big drive tomorrow, so I just rested and tried to have. So my neurologist has said when it happens, just try and have as little screen time as you can. So that's what I did, and I literally like just toughed it out until like 4 o'clock, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. And then yeah, that's when I went out for a walk, and well, I actually went out for a drive and parked the car up and went for a walk, and yeah, that's when I seen the legend that was hanging out of the bus going, Biff, Chaos Chronicles. And then, yeah, got footage of that going past. But then, so you guys will like what I done. So what I did was, as you guys know, after I do a bit of walking, I carry a big backpack. My legs start playing up. Yeah, my left leg in particular, I drag it because of my multiple sclerosis. But anyway, I was like, we're not going to do that. So I went and fucking hired a scooter, and we went and scooted around Adelaide on the fucking scooter. Mate, I drove past 100 cops. They do not care. You're allowed to just scoot around. It's fucking mad. Cameraed the whole lot. Um, Took you guys to the fucking bustling areas of fucking Adelaide on a scooter. Biff scooting around with his camera fucking up here like this. So yeah, so we did get some footage today, and I'm glad I did. Yeah, I am literally. I know this probably doesn't sound like a lot, but I am an hour and 2 minutes away from filling a 2 terabyte SD card. That's fucking crazy. That's blown my fucking gadgets. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's blown my fucking gadgets. Oi, do you know what? I'm telling you, as soon as I get home, I am on the hunt for a scooter, a legal scooter that I'm going to buy and own. And I believe I'll be the first person doing YouTube scooting around on a scooter. I think I'll be the first person to do that. And it saves me dying on the way. Yeah, we'll do a few scooters, a few fucking scooting through the hoods. It seems like you have really enjoyed and chilled in Adelaide. You know what? Like I said it, I actually really, really like it here. You know what I mean? I'm very open. I'll be very open about if I don't like it. But the vibe here, I fucking love it. I love the vibe here. I was saying it to my mum and my brother today. I said it's different. You know, I've been to every major city all the way up along the East Coast, and it's a different vibe. You know, if you generally go to the areas that I have been to since I've been here and you look like I look like, it draws attention, like unwanted attention. And I have not seen that other than the fucking potato fucking cake, the potato cake fucking packet, dude. Um, yeah, that was the only issue I've had since I've been here. But other than that, everyone's been quite nice. And today, like, I didn't know that, like, there's certain areas that you're not allowed a scooter. I just thought, hire the scooter, fucking ride the scooter till it goes flat, fucking Bob's your uncle. No, no, not the case, right? So it actually happened, right? You'll see it. You'll see it. There's like two police. I'm going across the road. The little green man's going, and I'm going across the road, and there's two cops like just standing there pegging me, like fucking just drilling me with their eyes from fucking across the other side of the road. I've got a helmet on. I'm doing everything right. The lights on. And so anyway, I'm going ding ding bling bling blinging my way through the fucking traffic to get across the lights. And then as soon as I got onto that part of the road, like I just wanted to just scoot as fast as I could past the cops. And no, you can't do that. It literally died in the ass, like right next to the cops, like it was doing like 24 kilometers, and then it's like, it just starts dying, and I'm like, what the fuck? Press it, and it goes a little bit faster, and then there's no go zones, right? So if you go into a no go zone, so me crossing that street was entering a no go zone. So, and like right where the police were standing was right at the corner of the no go zone. So right as I went, I actually thought it was the cops doing it. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. What have I done? I'm like, this is like cops. They've just fucking like shot out one of those nets at my back wheel. Could you imagine getting pinched for riding a scooter? How that would look on your paperwork? Oh my god, it'd be funny. It'd be funny. Um, I've got some crazy ones on there. I actually have two charges that are this. This is how they are worded: discharging a missile. Two of them. Um, it's not what it seems. It makes me seem a lot fucking terroristic than I actually am. But that was literally just fucking launching a fucking beer bottle out of a car that was doing 80 kilometers into the back of somebody that was walking. Was I aiming for that person? Yes. Would I say it's launching a missile? No. It looks really bad on my charges. I have two of them. Yep. And it was like I was young, and it was like the opposite faction in my area, and I just seen one of them out by their own, and we just happened to be like cruising down, just went over the bridge in Benalla, and just seen this dude just having a quiet stroll by himself, and I've literally like whoosh launched it straight out the window, yeah, there was a cop there, so yeah. 80 kilometres. The dude that was driving the car got done for speeding in a 60 zone, and I got done for discharging a missile. Did you cross paths with Andrew Kirby? So when I was very young, I did. A lot of those older crooks are a lot older than me. I am only 43 years young. But I only started my prison. I went to prison for the first time in the very early 2000s. Um, and yeah, I'm not, yeah, I get asked all the time what was Pentridge like, but Pentridge was actually closed when I was old enough to go to prison. So all the big boys prisons that were open, because Pentridge closed, like Port Phillip and Barwon, I frequented those places. As a matter of fact, I've probably spent about nearly 10 years at Port Phillip, because that was where they would send me. And like I'm telling you, like although a lot of people like put the bravado on and say, "Oh yeah, man, fucking pick Barwon up." They say this right, Barwon up or Port Phillip up. Now a lot of people would much rather go to Barwon because it's a government-run prison. A lot of people don't like to do prison the way other people do prison. And so a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I went to fucking Port Phillip," but I promise you, the first chance they get to get out of there, they get out. But on my 9 year sentence, I actually spent 7 years of that sentence at fucking Port Phillip. 7 years. They were like, "You ain't never getting out of fucking maximum security, mofo." And yeah, I tried my very hardest to be good, and it just didn't happen. And then one day, this big riot happened at MRC, and they all of a sudden, it's 11:11 in Victoria or here. You don't have to answer this, but do you have any idea who it was that got stabbed at Western Plains the other week? Um, nah. Look, I don't. I do know who it was, but I don't know that person. They were around my age. Um, I was. The reason I know who it was is because people thought that I may have known who it was, and gave me those details and said, "You do realise that this person just lost their life. And yeah, like I tried to think back and like, look, quite possibly we could have crossed paths. But yeah, I thought it might have been our CO. Yeah, well, so there was actually two different stabbings at Western's Plains that week. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys know that. Um, yeah, it is believed that the bloke that lost his life was Caucasian, and well, he was. It's not believed. And then the people who took the life and have been charged with it were not. I'll just say that, And it was kind of like a group mentality. So what they say, what the police have said in their news has said this, that he was trying to be stood over for his belongings, and he refused to give up his belongings, and he was attacked by multiple people, and in typical fucking prison style, he was found hours later, brown bread in his cell. I didn't read the first bit, Kylie. Do you know any channels on Victorians' women's prisons? Nah, so yeah, I guess that's a big gap in the market, 100%. Like, if there are chicks out there that have done prison at Dame Phyllis, there's only two prisons in Victoria for girls. Um, I think it's like, man, there's all these prisons out in fucking Whoopuk that you've never heard of. But I think it's like Tarrangower or something like that. Boosh on your text. Text is saying good night, Mumsy Moos. What do you think about the only bullet hole that went through the back of the tinny? You know, I think what I said in the video, I think it's quite clear. Like, I'm no ballistics expert, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that every bullet went in at the start of that boat at the top, right? Every single one of them. And every single one of them came out this far from the bottom of the, like, because the boat was upside down. It had a rim. It's got this like seam that goes around the whole boat, right? And was this far, all of them, boof, 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 like same kind of spot, yeah. And that one entry hole was actually, so either someone laying on the ground letting off a shot, or who knows? I've seen movies where police put bullet holes at the crime scene afterwards and stuff like that. So I'm just saying, I've seen that in movies. Movies. The holes in the tinny are from the Titanic iceberg. In my opinion, someone shot two cops and the other eight don't see or hear it until the shooter is long gone. Look, I mean, it is what it is with that case, right? And I somehow fucking managed to get myself fucking right in involved in it, didn't I? Fucking Jacinta Allen, fucking, I mean, Fajinta Smellin. um, does a press fucking conference about me. Boosted boosted my YouTube stats. On you, Jacinta. Thanks for the help. I was over in Traralgon back in 2004. You put my uncle in. You put my uncle in his first book. You came to the bowling club real late at night. We talked for a bit. Followed me out the front where the taxi was. I'm lost here, mate, but don't worry, I'm following along now, Scott. Trying to find my way. Did I meet Carl Williams? I did, actually. Did our faraway friend get a hold of you today? I can't say. I actually was wondering about that. I've been following along closely, and I've been wanting to do a video on that, but I just thought I'd wait until I speak to you guys about it first. But yeah, if that's the case, I'll suss that out. 4:20 time. Well, listen. You know what, laptop? I'm really. What? Don't do that to me, you fuck. Sweet as. Well, I'll tell you something. You are a better person than me because there ain't a fucking way on this planet that I would be able to be in the vicinity of that fucking creature and not literally hurt him. Although I know that he identifies otherwise now. Hope Kurtz is all right. So I was speaking to Curbs for a bit. So I know other Kirby's as well. If anyone's done prison time in Victoria, you know Curbs, the different Curbs still does prison now. Matter of fact, one of the best punch-ons I ever seen was that fucking old man. And at the time, Curbs would have been fucking 50, 52, 53, and literally punched on with one of the biggest fucking toughest islanders at Barwon. And fuck me, man. Yeah, it's not the same Kirby. It's a different Kirby, but you're the truth. You risked the biscuit to show us something the mainstream media would never dare to show. So thanks, you're a real one. Oh, thank you, legend. You know, I you know, although had my drone not crashed, and I'm still droneless right now. Like, don't get me wrong, I would love nothing more than to be able to, but I've learned my GoPro selfie stick actually extends to like 2 meters, so I can actually set it up real high and like I've been watching this guy on Instagram, and he makes these mad videos just with his iPhone on a fucking long selfie stick. And because my GoPro is screwed into my selfie stick, it can't come off. And so I got some mad footage, like got it really close to the water, and then brung it up, and it makes it look like that's coming around and flips back around. I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy my new content. I've put a lot of time and effort into making it my own, into making it something that I don't think anyone else is doing or has done. And yeah, I think that all of my hard work is going to pay off. But I need to say this, yeah, I feel like fucking breaking my gimbal in half. Like it does my head in. And I think I need to get someone to set it up for me properly. And I'll just leave it and not touch it because like I have so much fucking trouble with my gimbal. Yeah. Damn. Oh, Chopper on the podcast. Paul Daniel will never get parole. Let's hope not. Let's fucking hope that our fucking, it's 2026. You've really got to be careful what you say. And like, I really fucking, yeah, just got his parole repealed. So there you go. 100%. He's on a do not return list. He'd be on a fucking do not return list if he ever come across me, I promise you. Yeah, motherfucker. So I met Julian. I met Julian Knight. Um, and a lot of people ask me like, why didn't you bash him? Like, um, I mean, if you're going to go around bashing everyone that fucking killed someone in jail, you're going to be bashing every second fucking bloke. And although his crime was absolutely fucking appalling, at the time when I started prison, I have only ever seen one person fight with Julian Knight, and that is fucking Paul Haig, the serial killer. That is the only person that I've seen in my time go at Julian. Now, I need you guys to understand this, right? You've never seen anyone train like Julian Knight. The guy is an absolute. His crimes are horrible, but this is the truth, yeah? If you want to fight Julian Knight, you want to hope that you can fight 30-minute rounds because he literally trains at the gym all day, every day, and does this. I am not joking, right? So at the gym at Port Phillip, they have the long bag. They have the big fucking round. They've got about 7 different bags, yeah, and then they've got like fucking floor to ceiling and a fucking speedball. And so he literally does 30-minute rounds. I'm not even fucking kidding you. Does not stop. Gets there, starts skipping, does 30-minute rounds of skipping, does like 2 or 3 of them. He's at the gym all day, every single day. He's like a fucking gym billet, so he cleans up the gym and shit like that. He is at the gym all day and he trains all fucking day. And the people that I have known to go at him, this other bloke that went at him, although I didn't know him, is the only other bloke that I knew that went at him. And Julian Knight actually made the paper for that because he broke his nose. I was actually fucking there that time. And I was at Port Phillip then. And so it was over someone stole something of Julian's out of the fridge and just thought, fuck it, what's he going to do? It's Julian. And Julian fucking smashed him, wrecked him. But yeah, this is the way I looked at it. If this guy's been in prison for 30 years before I even fucking got there, and no one's bashed him for it, well, you know. Yeah, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy, Commodores. I was talking about Chopper before, Biff, with the bloke on your podcast. Julian Yacht was originally in the military, based in Duntroon, Canberra, before he did all that. It's true. He was kicked out. So he was kicked out. He actually identified as a skinhead at the time, right? So, although still similar, like skinhead was like a dress style back then. It was kind of like, some people took the Sharpies serious and were a Sharpie gang, and some people took the skinheads serious and were like skinheads. And yeah, look, I wouldn't. I swear, the moment I shook that dude's hand would be the moment his nose exploded all over his face, connecting to my forehead. Um, yeah, I wouldn't have no time to feel how cold his soul is, because he'd be spitting bubbles on the ground, picking up his teeth with broken fingers. That's what I think. Has anyone seen? Yes, it's called Nitram, which is Martin backwards. I figured that out before I even watched the movie. I noticed things like that. It's weird. He was kicked out. Yeah, yep, he was. And so that's why he had access to the caliber of rifles that he had, because he was, doing that at the time. So when I was like right before I'd done my 9 years, when I was on the run, so my hideout house was in Clifton Hill, right? Well, I actually had two. So I had this guy that owed me money, and there was no way he was going to be able to pay me the money. And so him and his partner had said that they were separated, so they had their own houses in Clifton Hill, and they gave me them both. And so I was occupying both of those houses as my escape houses, and one of them was like right. If you guys know the flats at fucking Clifton Hill where the cannons are, it's right near where all that went down. Hey, we should do a video there, eh? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if we should do a Julian Knight video, like in his footsteps, seeing it, what he was looking at, different from what other people are doing. I know a lot about that case, and I actually could really, really add some personal touches to that with what I know. Yeah, we should do that. Fucking oath, we're doing that. Yeah, nah, sorry. Like, respectfully, Scotty, I'm fucking confused. I just thought I was going. Sorry. Nah, not going yet. We still got plenty of time. This is me last night. Can I just say this to all of my legends that are here right now that live in Adelaide? I fucking love your town. Um, I love your state actually, but I really, I'll tell you something. Like Glenelg, Glenelg is now on my lists of places I would love to live. That is like a beautiful, fucking thriving community, but very close to the beach. And like to me, it kind of reminds me, like, still, I've said this 100 times, the whole of Adelaide, geographically, the way it looks aesthetically, reminds me of 1990s Melbourne, which I love. Like I always say this, the worst year of my life was 1997, and then 2006, fucking very, very probably the worst year of my life actually. And then, but I always used to say 1997. But before that, the 90s were great. The 90s was good, and it was a different time back then, and it was cool. Like, and we were pretty out there kids too, so we used to get around and do some fucking crazy shit. Like, um, yeah, Melbourne was so fucking good. We all used to ride bikes and rollerblade and skateboard, and me and my brother were actually sponsored rollerbladers. We're actually one of the first people that was sponsored by the Shed in Cranbourne, actually. Um, and but yeah, we used to. It was so good being young, and we just used to get on the trains and just go wherever they took us, and you'd go on a train. We just used to go from skate park to skate park, and we used to go to Don Bosco a lot. Actually, does anyone know what Don Bosco is? Give us a thumbs up if you know what Don Bosco is. I'm just gonna grab another can out of the fridge. I shouldn't have done this because they fucking cost like $5. Stupid fucking fridge drinks from fucking hotels. Crazy. Don't spill it. Nah, it's not gonna happen. Well, never say never, I guess. But yeah, I'm a little bit more clumsier when the drinks have got alcohol in them. Oh, get into it, buddy. Fucking do a sick cunt, you burn out. Look, zero sugar. Chopper came to Terrell and approached his beer like, we exchanged words because he put my uncle in his first book. He came with his wife to the bowling club later. Oi, oi, so you know his wife, right? You know his wife. You've probably done time, maybe with, if anyone's done time in Victoria and is of my time set, um, then Chopper's wife, so her son to her first marriage, um, who's actually, so her dad, his dad is, his name's Tony, I'll say that. And he used to be a pretty big name in the prison system since Pentridge. Always walked around with the bib and brace overalls on, like full fucking booged out bib and brace. Got the Dunlop volleys fucking with the tongues cut out. Full fucking Pentridge style. We used to clean mini bars out and then head to Dan Murphy's and place before we left. Don't worry, I'm already onto it. Already onto it with some warm drinks from fucking Woolies. Nah, Hookstagram, I didn't, man. I didn't. Um, I'm all good, bro. Colin, you bloody legend. Yeah, I said I was sweet. Don't worry about me. Oi, Jimmy Taylor, what's going on, legend? A 25 is 3 grams in Adelaide. No place like it. I heard this. But yeah, look, the last thing I need to do, do you know what I mean? I'm here. I've got to not only set examples for my children, I've got to set examples for people who listen to what I say. And yeah, I don't get involved in any street deals or anything like that, because I promise you, the moment I did that, because I'm not just going to buy, you know what I mean? I'll buy so to last. So if I was to buy that amount on the street, I could get in trouble with it. Being a medicinal marijuana patient, I'm allowed to carry, um, well, up to 60 grams at a time without being in trouble, which is two original, a proper ounce is 30 grams. And because they go by the old system. What's going on, Colin? Does it take away my pain? But I no longer commit crimes or no illegal activity. Me too. You know what? I used to be a bit of a lead foot just because, like, I'm such a fucking adrenaline driven fucking human. I don't enjoy going fast, right? So I don't enjoy going fast, but I would always get in trouble for, like, leaving rubber on the fucking road for sure. And I have no interest in that anymore, you know? I just want to, just get on with life and not have any interaction with the law should I not need to. I got me 101 wild turkey. Fucking hell, speak good England, you fuck. Fucking hell, I'll try again, people. I got me a 101 wild turkey bottle. Fuck, why was that so hard to say? From your birthday in a couple of days. I reckon I'll have necked it before it comes. Can't let the team down. Hope I don't break another leg. I do not promote fucking silly behaviour whilst having a drink. We are Aussies. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a quiet drink, although we're keeping it off the lives and stuff. Like I said, we'll do an odd frothy Fridays every now and then. But yeah, I think you guys deserve a little bit better than me fucking having frothy Fridays every second live and fucking yeah, it just gets a bit hairy. Not only 1-3 here. Tomorrow, see you. And crew. Legend. On your brother. On your UFO. Out of my only. Oh, you know what I might be able to do? I just had a fucking brilliant idea. Work with me here. There'll be no spillage. I'm going to move that over there. Put the empties over there. As a matter of fact, this table is the exact table that saved my brother's life. When I walked out of the pub and he was sleeping with his head on the gutter and someone was about to fucking possum stomp him. Same. Big metal bottom, top. Snap that off. Anyway. Just fucking sit up there, you bastard. Alright. Bow, bow. I think we should be able to do something amazing here. Bow, bow. Where the rails with tail into. Hey, I think I can. Who wants a free membership? Cross your fingers. 5 people who don't have memberships are about to get a free one. You ready? Badoosh. Who else wants a free membership? Just so everyone knows, I have no control where these memberships go. It literally says gift 5 memberships now. And that's the only option I get. Let's go. Boof. That was actually pretty good timing. All right, who got a free membership? Let's have a look. All right, so, Steven Spinotto got one. Commodore's got one. Hookstagram got one. Hey, they were banging out mad tonight. Captain Action and Jimmy Taylor got one as well. Well done, legends. Who else got one? Hey, that's fucking cool. Kylie Joyce got one too. Tula Sandstorm got one. Seeing Eye 14, Jamal Wong, and Dapper Dillinger. That's a mad name. Well done, legends. Oh, Jimmy Lofton got one. Fucking credit where credit is due. Jimmy, you keep on stabbing me, you're gonna fucking kill me. You're fucking hopeless, Blue. Commodores, did you listen to Vicky's podcast about Sarah? Night drive, safe Biff. Oh, I'm not driving tonight, but I will. The last of my trip will be at night time tomorrow. But it's all good. We are prepared, and I am a very safe driver, and I have all of my sleeping gear that I need to sleep in the car still, as that's what we did the first night. But yeah, we're good to go. Which one? What am I putting in my passport? Wait. Oh, nice photo. Nice little photo. What they will say, Jimmy, is you were the man that couldn't kill Chopper Reed. Oi, Vandal's sending out a couple of fucking hotties. Let's go. Sheila Gizzy got one. Nah. Yep, right onto it. I swear to God. You're such a fucking show pony. Oh my God, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Wait, I'm started. Don't worry, I totally understand that I cannot fucking play any fucking... Are you taking the coastal road, Biff? If so, you need to see the Big Lobster in Kingston. That is the plan. That is the plan. Yeah, I might go and see my dad. I don't know, man. Well, I haven't seen my dad. Like, last time I seen my dad, I literally had my hands around his fucking neck. But, you know, we're on talking terms now, and yeah. Was Underbelly accurate description of Carl Biff? No, man. No. Listen, this is the truth, yeah? This is the absolute truth, and people need to understand this. You can't get to a place where Carl Williams is being the fucking dumb shit that the Underbelly fucking series made him out to be. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't your typical fucking character in that scene. But don't get me wrong, he was someone who was very fucking capable. You know, people legitimately feared Carl. That's the truth. And regardless of what people say about him and what people have got to say, like, people feared him on the outside in that world. You You know what I mean? A lot of people ended up fucking not here anymore because of Carl. And, you know, a lot of people would say that anyone can make the order to get someone else to do things as well. But you got to understand, he was also charged with Mark Moran. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, people can say what they want. Do you know what I mean? But like, I mean, you have to tell it for what it is. And the question was it an accurate fucking depiction of Carl in Underbelly? It absolutely wasn't. Like, um, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I was actually asked before if I met Carl, and I met him, um, yeah, very, very, very early years. Um, just happened to be in the fucking right. I used to go to Dome, right? So that was the first real kind of like I'd never been to a club that was like that before, but I actually started going there when I was 17. And Dome was the place where Dino Dibra shot the bouncer out the front. Now you couldn't get into Dome. You could not get in the front door if you were just lining up. I promise you, everyone used to get turned away. You had to be on a VIP list. And so I was on a VIP list. That's how I got in there the first time. True story. It was the first time I tried ecstasy for my first time in that club, and fucking, I met a lot of people at a very young age in that club, and made acquaintances with a lot of people very young, and they realised that anyway. Without going into too much detail, I met Carl there many, many, many moons ago. As a matter of fact, it was out the front. It wasn't even inside, and it was when I don't know if anyone ever went to Dome, but there was like so you'd walk out of Dome, and it was in Caulfield, and like there was like a car park directly across the road. And I remember we were fucking getting into our car, they were getting out. The people that I went there with knew him. Blah 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 blah. I met him there. Don't know why anyone just watched in Underbelly. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to it. Pork says, Biff wondered if you ever got good bud in jail. Very curious. So I'll say this, right? Like, it is the number one thing that comes up in neurons, right? So people tread lightly with it. It's not something that you can have every day. So therefore, when you do have it, it doesn't even matter if it's fucking dirtweed from fucking out the back of Burke. It's still going to do its job because you haven't had it in so long. Your levels go down, and so it doesn't matter. But yes, I have had really good quality stuff. Um, yeah, like yeah. I'll tell you this, right? So Port Phillip Prison, the most corrupt prison in the Victorian prison system. I'll make this quite clear as it can be. Yeah. At times, I promise you, there was as much drugs in that prison as there was on the streets. Now, I'm talking early days when big names were there. I'm not going to say who, names that we may have spoken about tonight, and names associated with that person had some things happening. Now, let me tell you, like things went sideways, and um, I will say that the Couriers stepped in that situation and said, this is our fucking jail, and if you want to be doing that, we're getting half. And that's as simple as that. Or people are dying here. We don't care who you are. Um, but yeah, like I have seen quantities of different drugs, especially at Port Phillip Prison. Like I'm telling you, like yeah, like I'm talking QPs getting dropped off at one time. Not a void either. And people, like I promise you, right? So the last time I went to prison and got out, so I promise you, this is what it was like. I've been quite open about I was never ever going to do my jail, and fucking I got stuck into the Suboxone and smoked Suboxone and whatever. But this is what it was like. I would go out there, and I swear to God, you would go out there in the morning and you'd be looking for one deal of Suboxone. They call them wagons, right? You'd be looking for one wagon. Why do they call them wagons? Because they call them wagons. Wheel, remind, like rhymes with deal. They always they call them orange peel. Anyway, they call them wagons. And so you go out to get a wagon, and literally you wouldn't be able to come get one. But if you were a respected person in prison, like there was that much of it round, I'd be walking from yard to yard, fence to fence, fucking trying to do me thing, and people just out of respect would be handing me things. And I swear to God, that would be my daily thing. I would go out to try and find one thing and come back with a plethora of fucking different things. But the main thing, I promise you, you would go out there to find one deal of butte and you could literally find deals of ice off multiple different people. It was fucking crazy. There was so much of it around. Like, put it this way, screws are tripping over each other there to do wrong things to make money. Like literally tripping over each other. There was this one screw, right? I'll tell you guys a little story, right? There was this one screw that was bringing in bulk amounts of stuff for the boys, I will say. And what I will say is this, right? So whoever was concerned, now I'm sure if you can smart enough, you'll put two and two together here. Organisations, right? I'm just going to say do that, right? So certain organisations had this fucking dumb shit believing that at the end of all this that he was going to become a part of this organisation, and that, you know, if anything ever went fucking sour, that, you know, he could come to mainstream and nothing would happen to him and all this fucking other fucking hogwash. And old mate believed every fucking part of it, every part of it. And so when the day came when he did get caught and he believed everyone and came back to mainstream, tried to come into prison being an ex screw, need I say any more? The guy was on the fucking. As soon as his feet hit the floor, was as soon as his head hit the fucking floor. He lasted seconds and was forgotten about in an instant. On to the next thing. Boy, that dumb shit, dead set believed that he was going to be a part of something big and thought he was the man. And yeah, that is not the case. Funny as when people think they're something they're not. Look, it's a commonality in the world that we both lived, Anthony, and all is well, legend. I hope all is well with you. It's very common. You know yourself, bro. Like, people will try and say this and that to make you respect them more or whatever. You know yourself, bro. When people try and pump their own tires up in front of people, it just makes them look silly, you know? Pawns get sacrificed. This is true. In the chess game of life, pawns will get sacrificed. They will always have to be the ones, cannon fodder, if you will. You see who's who when it comes to the crunch. Fucking oath. Yeah, we've all been there. 6 yard MRC. It's just life, mate, bro. Bro, I don't know, like, bro, I wasn't sitting here fucking gloating. We were literally talking about blokes that were gloating, and yeah, I'm sorry if yeah, I'm not sitting here preaching fucking prison. Who gives a fucking shit about a prison reputation? Your prison reputation means fucking nothing on the outside. You know what I mean? That's the truth. I try and get people to understand that. But it's what I have to go with, mate. And I have everyone here listening to me now because they like to listen, bro. And I never sit here and say, oh, I'm a fucking sick cunt, do this, do that. I did this, I did that. You know, it is what it is. I lived the life I fucking lived. It's not something I'm proud of, but it's a life that most people haven't fucking lived. I mean, it's the truth. I've been a number of things in my life. You know, I've been an Australian champ bull rider. There's people in this chat right now that can fucking confirm that. Actually, I think Texi's gone. I've been an Australian champ bull rider. I've been, I was a child actor. If you guys don't believe me, type my name into Google and I have an IDMB file. My name is this, yeah? Leif, 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 Hughes, Hughes. Type my name into Google right now and you will see that I have an actor's profile. Type in your favourite actor. His name will be right next to mine on the same fucking list as that, the world actors profile. So anyway, I did a lot of acting as a child. My beautiful mum um, tried to get me out of my household and have me be a different person than the other people in my life and tried to get me into acting, and I actually succeeded and done pretty well in it. And you know, I was on Blue Healers. Actually, if you're looking Google, it says that I was on Blue Healers from 2004 till 2000 and it says a few years there, you know. Um, but yeah, I've been lots of things in my life, you know, and the other things I'm not proud of. They're things that I'm proud of that I did in my younger years. Um, but yeah, my adult life, I lived a fuckwit life, and I thought that I was a fucking. Back then, I thought I was a tough guy, and I thought that, but I thought that I was living the right. I thought that I was living the way that you're supposed to live your life. That's how I seen life being lived before me. I was never going to go any other way. Luckily, I seen the light at an older age. But like I said, it's all I've got to go with. But I've done things in my life that are fucking crazy. Like, you know, I don't think anyone's tried to fucking put your hand up, thumbs up or thumbs down if you've ever tried to fucking yeah, I don't think many people have inherited when your mate inherits a hang glider, just instantly become a hang glider and say, I'm gonna fucking do hang gliding. But when none of your friends will let you jump off a cliff with that hang glider, you have to do the next best thing, which was you guys sit in the front seat and the passenger seat of the Gemini. I'll fucking put my legs in the sleeping bag part of the fucking hang glider and we'll sit on top of the Gemini and we'll get up to 100 kilometres in the paddock. And because my mate's paddock goes right along the Hume Highway, flat as fuck. Anyway, I'm like, we'll get lift and I'll be able to fly. Did I fly? No, I didn't. Did I try? Yes. Did I want to fucking my brain? Oi, bush rangers. Leif Hughes is an Australian content creator, YouTube personality, and reformed criminal who rose to prominence by documenting his past life in OMC and his experience inside the prison system. Where did that come from? Did that come from ChatGPT? Oh, you fucking heard that, yeah? Bro, someone just got fucking capped. No, she's sweet. He was just there, you know, and he was just fucking copping it sweet. Copping it sweet? Yeah, you know. Oh, you fucking heard that, yeah? I'm telling you, right? I know the difference. There's a lot of cars that make certain noises because they're fucking turbified, and I know that they have fucking pop-off valves, and I know that they make. I also know the sound of a fucking shotgun, and there is not another sound like it. As a matter of fact, bullets have a fucking sound about it, right? Shotgun set shells sound, and then all of the sound comes after it. I've watched a lot of movies. It's knowledge is from movies. Oh, that was fucking loud. No shit. And then did you hear the car fucking screaming past at the same time? Could be fireworks. Oh, look, I'm telling you, if that was what it was not a car backfire. I'm telling you that. Did you guys hear it? It actually, I was like, fuck, that was loud. Stream snipers. Hey, listen, whatever. If anyone wants to stream snipe, I mean, yeah. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. I'll probably say g'day. You know what I mean? But if you didn't want to say g'day, fucking, you know what I mean? Fucking can't eat what you can't see. I'll be fucking all over you like a fucking spider monkey. Give you that many taps, you'll think you're a plumbing shop. Give you that many dings, you'll think you're a fucking panel beater. I'll give you that many smacks, you'll think you're in fucking Springvale. I'll give you that many whacks, you'll think you're a fucking safe shooting house. I'll hit you that many times, you'll think you're surrounded. I'll give you that many lefts, you'll be begging for a right. It's about all I've got at the moment. You'll be picking up your teeth with broken fingers, snoring and spitting bubbles looking at the roof. Biff, who's dog sitting Zeus while you're in South Australia? Now I'll just let them roam free. Kind of like let them go back to their old roots when they were wolves thousands of years ago. Just let them go in the street, live off smaller mammals and stuff like that. And then I'll just get home and go fucking. And they come running. Nah. Rider. True. You got lots of teeth for a smart cunt. Fucking oath. You know what the best one is? It's on fucking two hands. I've used it a few times myself. When you run in, you fucking throw a bullet on someone's lap and you say the next one's coming a lot fucking quicker and take off. That'll get your fucking nuggets twisted, I promise ya. Can I please have some garlic sauce with that? Got my Chaos hoodie and shirt today. Let's go! Oi, ENT, Night Legends, expect an email off me. I waited for you to reply to my email. I didn't see your reply. I'm just going to pretend I didn't read that and just, yeah, they're already paid for, so I have to do it now. Coming a lot quicker. Oh, that's the best one. Two Hands is the best movie. Rest in peace, Heath. Some of his best work, if you ask me. He was a real James Dean. Like, he was a character actor. He's like was he would have been one of the greatest. He would have been, you know, fucking Russell Crowe wouldn't have got parts if Heath Ledger was alive. Yeah, what a legend that guy was. Rest in peace, Heath. Pour out a little liquor from it. No, you're in a hotel. Don't do that. He made a good Ned Kelly too. 100%. That was a good movie. He actually fucking done that really well. The way he kept his chin tucked into his fucking chest the whole time, and you would know, he actually played the character exactly how the real Ned Kelly was portrayed. Other than, there's all these stories and blah, 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 but he played the character exactly how you would, if you have done a bit of reading on Ned Kelly, that was the Ned Kelly series was fucking bonkers. Oi, Bushrangers, tell me this, yeah? I can't find any fucking documentation that fucking Ned Kelly and his crew used to fucking dress up in dresses, bro. Fuck yeah, I told you this was going to be a long live tonight. You know what? Oh, fuck. Hang on, actually. Russell Crowe gets $1 million just to read a script to ask himself if he'd take it on, or 100%. Xanax shocking medication, or 100%. That was after my son. I'm not going to go into it, but like that was what started my addiction with pills, tablets. Was the doctors prescribing me at the same time. I swear, this is how it happened. Valium at the start, and then they were like, it's not doing its job. Obviously, I was going through a fucking terrible time. So they put me on Serapax, and then I swear to fucking God, they kept me on Serapax and put me on Xanax at the same time. Serapax in the morning, Xanax at the night, and like it was like, bro, you just created a fucking demon. Unusual 100%, but you guys need to understand 20 years ago was different. I swear to God, like, yeah, it was easy to get whatever you fucking wanted. There were doctors that did it. Like, we had doctors that would come to our house with a script book and fucking swear a script book and a fucking fucking swipe machine back in the day, so they could swipe your card and you would pay for it there on the spot. They would come to your house, home doctors. Everyone used to doctor shop. Oh, it was crazy back then. I don't think people would understand. I remember, so my particular doctor where I could get anything I wanted, right? So I swear, this is what it was like going to see this doctor. They actually stopped taking patients because they had too many. So say for instance, I was having my appointment with my doctor, an actual small consult, and during that 10-minute appointment, four people would pop their head in the door and he would be writing out scripts to other people while he's doing my appointment. They'd just come in, knock on the door, pop their head in the door. It was fucking crazy. You could get whatever you wanted. Whatever you wanted. And it didn't matter. Did not matter. You could get whatever you wanted. From steroids to opiates to benzos, like fucking anything. It's a good idea for future videos. True. I don't think anyone knows. Oh, thank you, Anthony, a bloody legend. Now nothing, 100%. Like you see it, you walk through every single shop, doctor's fucking clinic, and it says there's a big sign that says we will not prescribe diazepam, this, that, fucking blah 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 blah. You cannot go to a doctor asking for nothing these days, which is the way it should be, because the truth is, the big opiate epidemic that we had was created by doctors. Every single one of them, like let's say 80% of them were caused by doctors. Being whacked on that stuff was terrible. But I'll say this, right? Xanax also made people dangerous too, because your thought process and consequential thinking skills were out the fucking window. Like I'm talking no consequential thinking skills. If I was on Xanax and my brain said this, like if you thought about doing something, it wasn't even a question. It was like, you are doing this, and that's just it. Like it kind of gave people this crazy fucking, it made people different, you know? Was not good, worse than stress, drugs, and X. Like you were drunk as but not drunk. 100%. Cans made me very stab and trigger happy. I was total fucking loser. Oi, that's what it did for me, right? I think you meant Zans. I'm pretty sure that's what you meant to write, because X is right next to C on the keyboard. But yeah, bro, it was the same as back in the day what Rohypnol did. You know what I mean? Maybe that was the roofie drug, but like it also made criminals dangerous too. Like I don't. A lot of people in the chat might not be old enough to remember the Rohypnol days, but Xanax was very much like that. Yeah, those pills did a number on a few I knew in far north Queensland back then. I'm pretty sure that's what FNQ stands for. And F the oxys, and glad you made it through that. But if you know what, me too. And I said it the other day, right? Like, on what? So one of my videos, you'll see it's like, and I think I've just created a new thing we're going to be doing, which is exploring cities on a scooter, because, you know, hopefully when I get on my medication this weekend, you know, fast forward a month, that I'm not limping anymore and my eyes not playing up. These doctors are telling me that this shit's a fucking wonder drug and it's going to reverse all my effects and all this shit. So let's hope that that is the case, because, yeah, I would like to do that. But until then, we're going to just scoot around places. And I think that that's a fucking awesome idea. Or you'll actually see it, right? So I'm scooting along the footpath. It doesn't say, there's no speed limits. These things do 25 kilometers on a footpath, right? You're not allowed on the roads of them. So, and I actually ran into this lady who was walking out of the shop. I'm pretty onto it, right? I've fucking been riding bikes and shit most of my life. And like, it would have been funny people seeing me looking like I should be on a Harley scooting around the city on a fucking scooter with a fucking rollerblade helmet on. Like, it was quite funny. But yeah, this lady walked out of the shop and I fucking dove straight into her. But luckily I slammed the brakes on and made it as enjoyable as it could be. But yeah. That's the true, Matt Burnett. Any addiction, it does not it does not matter, right? And not just drugs, gambling, anything, right? You will pay the price for it in the end. I know a lot of people think that they can keep a steady life and still do fucking drugs and rah rah rah. But the truth is, right? I always say this, right? I say this to people, yeah. The state of your house is the state of your life. And the reason I say that is because I used to say it to people in jail, yeah. I used to walk into people's cells that I used to respect and they'd be all fucking messy and chatty and rah, rah, rah. And I would say that to them. I'd be like, listen, bro, the state of your cell is a representation of the state of your fucking life. And the reason I said that is because an old timer said that to me many, many moons before that. But yeah, oi, Lisa, I will 100%. Can you tell our faraway friend that we will get on to that? Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I will suss on to the email after this. I've got to send ENT an email as well. Yeah, my brother was crazy on them. Lisa, I used to smoke rollies in a joint with Chuff back in the day. Yeah, see, that's shit that we used to do as well. Yeah, fuck. Times were crazy back in the day, you know, but like things like that we used to do for fun as well. Oi, Anthony Holland, you fucking legend, Budge. Oi, good night, legend. Yeah, damn, Castaway is a worry for my dog, Mad Birds. Oh, 100%. I grew up with epilepsy. My doctor used to get holidays as kickbacks from the pharma companies. 100%. Yeah, look, I'm an epileptic as well, and I've been on, clonazepam is prescribed very easily for epileptic patients. As a matter of fact, it's probably one of the only ways you can get clonazepam these days. And yeah, I still won't take it because, like, for me, like you've got to be real about any type of addiction, yeah, because a little bit is not enough, and that's how you got to look at it. So it's just better off steering away from it. And I tell the doctors I actually put myself down as an identified drug user, so I have an IDU status with all doctors Australia wide, which is how I wanted it because I didn't want it. You know what I mean? If times ever get tough or whatever, like I didn't ever want it to know that I could go to certain doctors and get fucking whatever I wanted. I made that not possible for myself and told the doctors that the medication that you're prescribing me, I am taking illegally and fucking, you know, it scares the shit out of them when you do that. And when you tell them that you're taking 5 times the dose you're supposed to take, they think you're going to die. And yeah, so I gave myself an identified drug user status with the Australian fucking pharmaceutical fucking whoever they are. So wherever I go to the doctors, I am prescribed my medication, and there are medication on there that they are told that they are not allowed to give me. And Lyrica is one of those. Oi, Matt, I did too. Here's the truth. Anyone who's been a part of addiction is an addict or was an addict because they liked it, right? But here's the truth. Let's get a thumbs up for anyone who was an addict, or who knows an addict. Let's not like fucking identify everyone in the chat here. That no, we're not even doing that. We're not even going to do that. I don't want to pinpoint anyone in the chat. Oh yeah, no worries. No, I actually figured that that's what you were doing. You were answering someone else. That's why I didn't come back with it. Or you must live in a mad place. That'd be mad. Cassowaries would be fucking. I'm led to believe they're quite dangerous. You must have always been smart. I bet you were sent down the wrong road by some higher power. You probably saved a lot of lives along the way. We'll save more now. Oh, thank you. Cool theory. Absolute legend. And that's the absolute truth, too. Um, that is the truth, yeah? Um, it doesn't get any more realer than that, you know? But those paths that you're talking about that I was sent down by higher powers, I wanted to go down them. I wanted to. And although I was sent down those paths, I wanted to go down those paths. And in the end, you couldn't tell me to go down any path. Like, it didn't matter who you were. It didn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, I made sure that I'll be making my own path and you won't be telling me how to do it. But you are also right. I promise you, in that life, I fucking saved a lot of brothers' lives. 100%. 100%. Me alone. You know, I can say that. I can say that had it not been for me, that people would not be here today. 1,000,000%. Um, and do I believe that in this life that I'm living now that I've saved lives? 100%. You know, there are people in this chat, and I will use one person, I won't use his name, but he loves that I tell the story. So at Christmas time, I always have the saying in my videos. Thank you, Vandal. Thank you, MPA. Oh, thank you, everyone, for the love in the chat. Oh, thank you so much. But yeah, you know, every Christmas I post videos and say the saying, put down the bag and pick up your kid. You know, basically saying fucking fuck the drugs this year. You know what I mean? This Christmas, don't spend money on drugs, spend money on your kids, yeah? And so that's the reality of the conversation, what I mean. And so the exact truth of this is kind of deep and it actually got me. And I was like, wow, like people are actually being affected by my message. So this person is actually from my same hometown, right? And so um, for years, for 20 years, he said that he used to go every payday and go down to Melbourne just one time and he would get a certain drug and get high. And he said that this one time he was on the train on the V line and he was watching my video that said, put your bag down and pick up your kid. And he said it literally made him get off the train, boof, and went back home and literally has been drug free since. And yeah, for me, that's quite humbling, you know. So thank you, Bushy. Oi, booze is pretty bad too, don't get me wrong. And this is why I am keeping it off my live. You know, I get a bit chirpy, a little bit too chirpy when people are disrespectful. Like, don't get me wrong, we have fun here when I have a drink and that, but let's be real. You know, if I feel someone's being disrespectful, I get very colourful very quickly. And yeah, I think that you guys deserve a lot better than that. You know, you guys didn't join the live tonight to come here and see me get fucking pissed and fucking pay out on some troll. You came here to have a good time, and so yeah, that's why we do that. Can never underestimate the power of the message. 100%, and that goes with all messages. You know, there's a saying, right? And I say this all the time. The old adage of sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That can't be any far from the truth. Names have hurt people and names have killed people. Names, there are people that are in the ground right now that are never going to breathe again just because of words, right? But here's the truth, there's a flip side to that coin, like there is with most. Words have also saved lives. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. they will also save you. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Um, words will save your life. And if you listen to the right words, they will definitely save your life. There's a flip side to every story. But yeah, I always say that. I've always had that in my head, the old adage of sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me and stuff like that, or words will never hurt me. Well, they will. They will. Now try to stop smoking and boozing. Listen, I will be a medicinal marijuana patient of some description for the rest of my life. And I'll tell you why. It is because of that wonder drug that I do not touch any of the other drugs we just spoke about that I had issues with. It is because of that little fucking beauty that I am here today and be able to be here addiction free and be proud of myself, and it's not all owed to that. A lot of it is obviously myself, but that's the truth. I always say the more people that don't like me, the time I have me and the people that do. 100%. And I agree as well. Do you know what I mean? I can't make people like me, and there was a time in my life when I was unhappy. I was a social butterfly, and it was like I had to have everybody like me, and I was actually disheartened when people didn't like me. And I didn't learn that until a later point in my life that I didn't have to impress everyone, and water finds its own level, and I really find that people trauma bond, and also, there's a lot of people that are neurodivergent in the fucking chat. Now, if you don't know what that means, um, you know, I'm talking about like not the new. Have you seen that thing? I've got the fucking I've got ADHD. The two goes, I've got ADHD, not the new one. I've got the old one. The other one's like, he goes, the new one's like, I'm on a spectrum, and the other one's like, I'm on a roof, cunt. It's so true. It's so fucking true. Yeah. One of the worst things is wasting your time on people that don't like you. There's no refund on time. Oi, that is fucking brilliant. There is no refund on time. That is worthy of a fucking tattoo. That is well worthy of a tattoo. What do you reckon? I'm joking, Mum. I'm joking. Oh, do you know what? I made a promise to my mum that I would never get another face tattoo. Here's the truth. I also made a promise to my mum after I had minor tattoos on certain parts of my face that I wouldn't get a face tattoo. And then, yeah, one day I just ended up in a tattoo shop on TikTok live getting my face tattooed. Didn't even plan on getting that. That was not part of the plan on that day. Now look, I've basically got a fucking beard. Half a beard. Oi, I'll tell you something. A very long time ago, this was someone that wasn't in prison either. Just someone that told me something a very long time ago, and I didn't understand the relevance of what he told me until once again I was at a later age and, well, probably mature enough to understand the significance of what this person said. So he actually said to me was this: the smaller you keep your circle, the quicker the bud gets back to you, yeah? Whatever way you take it, be it a bong, be it a joint, be it whatever, eat it, whatever. And he said, listen, mate, you will get this one day, yeah? The smaller you keep your circle, the quicker it gets back to you, yeah? And then I remember one day I was just fucking laying with my fucking head in jail, and it just fucking came over me. I was like, I get it now, and I was like, fuck. Old people are so cool when they fucking tell you metaphors or old adages and stuff like that. Yeah. That's why I used to tell everyone this in prison, yeah. I'd see some little young dumb shit writing his fucking name there saying, you know, Billy fucking just, not Billy Brownless, I'm just using that as a name, right? Billy Brownless was here 2010 to 2010 and a half, or 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 2010 January till 2010 March. You know, you see them writing all that with their name, so people know that so and so from fucking Werribee done so and so time in this place, yeah. And I used to say this to everyone. I'd see them doing it, and I'd be like, you know, if you write your name here, mate, you're going to be back to rub it off. And they'd be like, what? What do you mean? Because that's what was said to me the very first time my sentence. I did the same thing, did it as big as the wall would allow me to write my name. And then I remember the old dude came in, old Ink. I spoke about him another time, and he said that to me. He goes, you know, you're going to be back to rub that off. And I was like, yeah, whatever, mate. Fucking back to rub it off, dickhead. I swear to God, the next time I got locked up and I walked into that cell and I was like, I'm rubbing that off right now, rubbing it off. But I used to say that. Back to rub it off. It's just a thing. I did it. I was young. I wanted people to know. In my life, it was everybody's last option, prison. For me, it was first. I was doing absolutely everything I could do to get me there. Why? Because in my life, you weren't trusted until you went through the prison process and came out not a snitch, right? That's the truth of it. And so your first prison sentence would actually let you be known as someone who can be trusted, because by the time you make it out on the yard, you are known. Do you know what I mean? And so, like I said, there's no hiding it. There is no fucking hiding it. If you have charges that happened when before you were 18, no one's ever going to know about that, yeah? If you have charges when you're 18 and you come to prison when you're 40, and your brief comes because someone says paperwork check, mate, don't know who you are, paperwork check, straight up. You've got 2 weeks from now to get paperwork, or we're going to cave you and you're going to be off the yard. That's as real as what it is. Now, when your paperwork comes, it not only has absolutely everything about the case that you're in now, it has every witness statement, it has your statement. So you can see if they've said no comment or nothing. If they've said anything other than no comment, some people get angry even if you haven't snitched on anyone. If you talk on tape, people do not like that, yeah? And so, but yeah, if you're not putting people in the fucking mix, generally you'll be sweet. Prison has changed a fair bit, but when I first came to prison, if you said anything other than no comment and someone seen that, literally they would be bringing that to your attention, I promise you. And so like people would be getting their heads punched in, they'd be going, bro, I didn't even fucking snitch on anyone, but they're like, you spoke on tape. And yeah, it's a no-no. It was a big no-no. And so yeah, all of that stuff's in there, but you know what else is in there? Every single charge that you've ever been charged with prior to that last charge that you've had, right back to your 18. So if when you were 18, you done some crazy thing with you and your fucking dickhead jock mates, went out there and done some horrible thing to a lady or something, guess what? That's going to come up. If I paperwork check you, after I go through your statement to see if you've snitched on any of your mates or anyone else, I'm going straight back to your priors, whooshka, and I'm going from fucking day dot when you got arrested all the way back to day number 1. And I'm going to find out every single thing about you. That's why you don't want to go to prison. There's no skeletons in your closet. I promise you, there is none. And people say to me when I say it, people don't fucking paperwork check anyone. Well, yeah, probably because you fucking been to fucking Darringale and fucking Beechworth and Loddon and shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, do real prison time at fucking Port, like maximum security prisons. You will get fucking paperwork checked. I promise you. If you are in my vicinity, I can't even stress this to you enough. If you are in my unit, now most units have anywhere between 60 and fucking 90 people in them, yeah? So there's a lot of people in there, but I promise you, I take it upon myself to know every single person who is in my unit. I don't need to be your friend. I just want to know that you're sweet. I want to know that your paperwork, when it rocks up and you sit it on your desk, other people are going to read it and see that you're sweet. And if not, well, oh, it's like Alice in Wonderland. Off with his head. You know, you'll be off the yard. See you later. Head first to the doctor. Be the snout catcher and get the trophy. It's like that, I promise you. Every single person is wanting to make that name for himself in prison. I've been there, done it myself. Made it, made the name for myself, which was nothing but fucking trouble, let me tell you that right now. But I became the person that I wanted to be and said that I was going to be and stuck by that. Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly what it's like. But there are little turds out there that are quite happy to fucking stab you in the neck in the middle of the fucking landing, in the middle of the screws and everything, just to get a name for himself because they took out a big name. Don't get it twisted. Jail's a twisted, twisted fucking place that you'll never, ever, ever experience anything like it. Like it is literally like, you know, when you're in like year 10, year 11 at high school, people are starting to become, you know, young adults and they're fucking like, it's bitchy as fuck. It's kind of like high school and schizophrenia had a baby and produced prison. That's what it is. It's just one big powder keg waiting to go off. Bro, straight up, man, nobody talks about colour and nobody talks about the 1%. Why are you saying about the fences or anyone that statue that's out of school, homie? Bro, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I do not fucking talk out of school, brother. Don't leave it there. I wanna. What was I talking about that was out of school that fucking involved a statue? Bro, I say this all the time, yeah? Yeah, drugs are bad, okay? Let him have his 5 minutes of fame. You only live once. May as well come here and have a dip at Biffo. Repent and find Jesus. Fucking hell, Bushy went right on with it, didn't ya? Gina Reinhardt. Who cares? Of course, I'm over fucking this side of the world and what's she doing? Fake AI ads on fucking shorts on YouTube and TikTok. That's what she's doing. Does my head in. Hi, I'm Gina Reinhardt. Shut up. You're funding the family. Big V twin American bikes. Fuck yeah, mate. Anything fucking American, British make a couple of fucking good old bikes. There's actually a club in Melbourne. That's what they're called, American British. I agree. Anything V twin that's not a fucking Yamaha or a Honda, something that fucking bops. She gifted Pauline a jet. Of fucking course she did. What makes a cheeky millie between mates, eh? It's crazy. Oh, Billy o'clock. They must be getting close. Imagine a club of postie bikes just cruising around all together. Oi, I would love to do it. I would love to fucking make a patch, but have it so it's not breaching rules, and just all get on scooters like Vespers and stuff like that, and just be a club and fucking do meetups and fucking poker runs, and it'd just be funny as fuck. Because you could never do a poker run out of a fucking main town because Vespers and scooters don't go. You can't drive them on the highway. Well, some you can. We went to Queensland once and we hired the Vespers, and they told us we weren't allowed to go on the highway. Now we hired them from the Gold Coast, and we drove all the way to fucking Wet and Wild on the highway. It was pissing down with fucking rain. My Vespa scooter thing done 72 k's going down a hill, 69 k's on a flat. It was fucking flat out doing six. It's pissing down with rain. Me and my mate's taking up this lane. I'm taking up that lane. It was fucking wild. That was the craziest time. Another time, like a club member pulled up beside us at the lights, right, and we're sitting at the lights with our vest and these stupid big mushroom helmets, and I'm sitting there going, ring, 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 ring. And then me and my mate were having a race home. We are staying in Surfers Paradise, and we're having a race home. We drove all the way to Tweed Heads on the fucking scooters, and so we had a race home, and we seen who could get back to the hotel the quickest. And so I was beating me mate. Yeah, I remember driving past. He was at the lights, and I remember driving past him, going, "Fuck you, dickhead! I'm winning, right?" So anyway, I'm sitting at the lights, right at the front of the lights. And then next thing you know, my scooter just goes, boosh, launches out from under me. I'm stopped standing on my feet. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? My mate literally came up from behind me and fucking hit me at top speed. I literally launched my fucking scooter right out into the middle of the intersection. I'm standing there going, what the fuck? Yeah, it was a fun time. You know what? That actually cost me $800 because he fucked that scooter. I had to walk it back, and it fucked his too. Fucked the forks on his as well. Cost me $800 that fucking weekend for the repairs on the scooters. Yeah, I wish we had cameras back then because it was funny as well. So we pulled up to this supermarket to get like a pie and a drink or something like that, right? And then when we're taking off, we're like racing through the car park, and like my mate's scooter was 1k slower than mine, so I'd always just literally be slowly overtaking him like this. And so I see a car coming around the corner. He didn't see it coming. I fucking start slowing down on the scooter. He's gone over the speed hump, and he's doing like top speed and got like fucking tank slap on the scooter, and then just fucked it up and went flying straight into the fucking trolley bay. It was like you couldn't, it was Benny Hill type shit. The scooter just went straight into the trolley bay, like right into the thing. His fucking trolley halfway up the arse of his scooter halfway up the arse of a trolley. Oh my god, mate. I remember I just kept riding. I left him. I didn't even want to stop. It was embarrassing. And I just kept riding. And then Yeah, we get back to the hotel. He's like, why didn't you fucking stop? I was like, no way, bro. That was so embarrassing. You literally were stuck up a trolley, man. Well, I fucking kept riding. Good times. Good times. Better people. We'll be here till Tuesday. Try the shrimp. My son and his mate. Vespers are cool. They are. My son and his mate stole a red postie bike years ago and took it to the bike track in Langy. Oh, bullshit. Bumming around on it, then crossed the highway at Western Port, got done by the highway patrol. Oh, yeah, I know exactly where you're talking about. Yeah. There used to be another good track up there, like along the same, like in Granville, Grantville, on the way to Phillip Island, just past there. Used to be some good spots up there, actually. We used to go. Used to be mad sand dunes up there. Little shits. True. If everyone dead set refused the interview, you're right, then the prosecution has a lot less to go on and they can't twist anything you said. Plus, you might put yourself at the scene accidentally. This is true, right? And the only time I have spoken on tape in the last 25 years was in the Desi interview. There was nothing I could say that was going to get me out of that. I had to just fucking own up to it. And it was a fucking summary charge. But I, do you know what I mean? Just told him exactly how it was. I couldn't say anything other than what happened. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't sit there and have a defense, you know. And yeah, look, I walked out of there with no charges. Still to this day, a month later, haven't been charged for Dintus Mellons off my case. Yeah. Yeah, look, I know my shit. And look, I tell everyone, don't, always do a no comment 100%. This was a totally different fucking situation. It was a summary charge. It was not an indictable charge. I was going to be doing 10 years over it. You know what I mean? The easiest, like, at most, I was going to get a fine, right? And if it even came to any criminal type of fucking proceeding, it would have been a caution at best. And although I have been trespassed from there, I am not allowed to ever go back there again. If I did go back there again, it would become a criminal case very quickly. I was just asking what would happen to the system if everyone just straight up asked for a lawyer instead of talking to police Biff. So it's not so much like America here. It's not like America here where, if you're sitting in an interview and you haven't got a lawyer and you say, I want your lawyer, it's not so much like America here. Although it's similar, but it's not the same. In America, the moment you ask for your lawyer, they have to step off and leave you alone. It doesn't happen like that in Australia. So what will happen? This is exactly how it will happen, right? They will begin the interview and they will not even care. They will begin the interview. They will do the whole, we intend to interview over fucking A, B, and C. And then you will say, I want a lawyer. They will say, yep, no worries. We'll go and call you a lawyer. And then fucking, they will continue with the questions as much as they can until they find it applicable to find you a lawyer. Now, generally, if you're a criminal, you have your own fucking lawyer. Wouldn't be silly enough to use one that the police said to use. That would be a silly move. I'll tell you something, right? like I was very, very, very much tried to be set up by a lawyer, right? Now, I was at odds with a different underworld identity at the time, and like things were hairy, yeah. And so, um, yeah, I actually had this lawyer fucking fixed up one of my fucking. I was on the run and fixed it up. Just said it was a bail mishap and blah blah blah. Fixed it up for me, and then literally I had court that day. I got a phone call at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it said don't go to court today. And I was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, no, 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 you're sweet. I adjourned it for you. And so anyway, I didn't go to court that day. And then next thing you know, I'm fucking getting bailed up in Melbourne and arrested. And then when they came and seen me in court, I go, what the fuck was that? Shit. Ringing me up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a private number telling me not to go to court, knowing damn well I had court. Straight away, mate, put my hand up. I said, Your Honour, sacked. Sacked. Instant adjournment, straight away, sacked. And set up a fucking pisser, mate. And that's as real as what it was. And that was 2010, so only 16 years ago. Set up a fucking pisser, mate, just to be in a place where they thought I was going to be a sitting duck, when they realised very fucking quickly that any ducks that got sent my way ducked off. That's the way the tables turned there. Bow, bow. I seen him do that to a homeless guy. I told him he didn't need to be there, and the judge calls a lawyer. 100%, man. Oh, listen, this is the 100% truth. So this even happens with paid lawyers. You've got to be really fucking careful, because they do what we call in the world, throw you to the lions, right? And what I mean by that, so I'm going to be jumping off in 12 minutes, legends. But we've been on for nearly 3 hours. But they will throw you to the lions, right? So what that means is, say for instance, you're looking at a case, you might be looking at 4 years or something, but his other client, who's paying him more money than you are, is looking at 10 years. So they will do this, literally. They will say, we will give you Biff today if you give him the full 4 years and take 4 years off old mate's sentence. They do deals like that with the fucking judges and throw you to the lions. That's what we call it. And so, like, that's happened to many of us many, many times. That's why it has a name. It happens that often. And it is a real, real thing. And so, the day I sacked my lawyer has 2 days after that, I've been using my lawyer ever since. Like I said, almost 20 years. And yeah, they are fucking awesome. Seen the new Buell? Excuse me. No, I haven't. Do I like Buells? I love them. I think that's the beastiest idea anyone ever had in a million years. I can just imagine how that came about. There was some fucking old fucking gearhead Harley fucking mechanic, and he's like, oi, listen, I've got this big fucking breakout engine. Let's fucking chuck it in this fucking superbike frame and see how it goes. Best idea ever. Chuck a Harley engine in a superbike. Why not? You preacher, I'm a prime example. Yeah, game. Oh, I'm just gonna go to the toilet, guys.
remained if you're listening. Stuck in that stone. No, it's never too late to be reborn. I ain't a preacher, I'm a prime example. Still where you stand, I've been dismantled. If you live the opposite of the road I took, you'll do just fine. Yeah. Take a good look. I built a home where strangers came, turned pain into love, shame into flames. From a life of war to a family true, bike club member to chaos crew. This ain't a flex, this ain't a show. It's a second chance I'll always hold. Proud of this family, proud of this fuel. This is my life. Chaos crew.
Bow, bow. So yeah, for those of you who missed it before, we will be jumping off in 8 minutes, 7 minutes actually. I like when Harry Power was sentenced to 15 years, he told the judge, best to be lenient in case we meet in the bush one day. Love it. Oi, Harry Powers, fucking probably one of my favourite. I got a new earbuds, tunes are sweet. Mad. These are all songs that I wrote, but I made songs with them on Suno. Suno is a good thing. Once you learn how to use it, you can really get things to sound the way you want. And a preacher of a promise. I'll show you one of my favourite songs. There's two songs that once I get my awesome guitar off our awesome legend here. Do you know what, Colin? I could probably meet up with you on the way back, actually. I've got to drive through Melbourne. No, this one. This is it. It's one of my favourite creations. I wrote this song. Alright. Thought I found my life, but you were dancing with shadows deep into the night. Gave you all my heart, tried to be your cure. That love ain't enough when poison's got loose. And it broke me. I've said goodnight like 3 times, but still here on the convo on your Ferg. We'll still be on here for another 4 minutes and 20 seconds. This ghost in my mind, and I'm left here wondering if I'll ever know. I try to hold you close, but you slip through like sand. This is actually interrupting me re-binge of Breaking Bad. I'll get back to it soon. Oi, how good is Breaking Bad? Such a good series. Have you seen El Camino? It's the spin-off ending to... Because, like, the ending of Breaking Bad was shit. Like, I was like, bro, that's fucking shit. We all knew that that was going to happen. So, but yeah, there's a different ending if you haven't seen El Camino. So good. I'm going to turn this down now. Shh. Keep it down. Shh. Kids are asleep. I think we learned a huge lesson. Yep. People are still learning lessons with the Lawyer X case, and people are still getting out of prison because of Lawyer X. She really done a number on everyone, like everyone, the cops, the lawyers, the crooks. She fucked everyone over, all for personal gain. And a lot of people would think that she's probably a marked person. Like, who knows? There probably would be people that hate her like that. But she also got a lot of people out of prison that were going to be in prison for the rest of their life. Yeah. All right, legends, I'm jumping off in 2 minutes. When we hit 3 hours, I'm out of here. Got a big day tomorrow. Thank you guys for being with me on this journey. So yeah, we're gonna go home for 2 or 3 weeks, and then we're taking off again. So this is what we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna do one trip every month. So once a month, we're taking off somewhere in Australia, and we're gonna fucking get amongst it. I will learn more and fucking, do more and do better every time. Yes, that's what we're going to do. We'll go home. I have literally got hours and hours and hours of footage of here. So I don't think I'm just going to be posting a 7-hour video or anything like that. I'll drop a few videos over the next few weeks. We'll do our regular posting, talking about other stuff, prison, and, see what's going on with other topics that we've been talking about over the last 6 to 12 months. Yeah. No worries. I'll keep you guys posted so you all know I am safe travels and whatnot. And I'll keep you guys updated along the way. The time here really trips me out because my laptop says one time, my Xbox fucking says another. This time my phone says the right time. Thank you. Always looking. I love the lives. Do you know what I mean? It's a major part of the Chaos Chronicles, and it's one of the parts I enjoy thoroughly the most is coming here and chatting with you legends. And do you know what I mean? We can just talk about whatever, and I love it. I love the chat. I know it's hard for some people to get questions across to me sometimes, but just understand, it is a lot harder. But there are people in the chat that will bring it to my attention that someone's tried to ask me a question a lot, which brings me once again to thank my moderators for being here, you fucking legends. Every single live. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you to all the members. Congratulations to all the new members that scored a membership tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'll keep you guys posted along the way so you know I'm traveling safe. And Alright guys, much love, much respect. As always, don't do drugs and crime and you won't end up in prison. And fucking, you never know, someone might give you a pantry enema. you don't know what a pantry enema is, ask me on the next live and I will tell you. If you don't go to prison, you won't know. Much love. We out.